What up, guys? This is the Far Radio, episode number 6. It's a Monday, guys, namhlanje, and I know most of you guys are starting the week. You guys have a lot of plans, and you have a lot that you have planned ahead. And guys, like I'm sure you're looking forward to a very productive week. Since again we're in the spirits of June. We're the spirits of June 16 new day, and fortunately namhlanje, guys, I'm not rolling alone. I have someone with me. Please introduce yourself, my friend. Yes.
What's up? What up? Yeah, man. Yeah, we're out here. We're back. It's a beautiful Monday. It's your man Zwakitech, aka Zulu Warrior Architects, aka Zwa, man. You know what's up, man? What's up, concessioners?
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, come back, bro.
I got feeling man. Good to be here, man.
I'm glad I have you. I'm glad, and it's all thanks to you for the fact so good. I was able to get my brother because I asked him last week in market. We went to the flea market. I think it was Musgrave, right?
It was the Musgrave market, man.
I think
also, aka the Essenwood market.
Yeah, Essenwood, yeah. And like it was so refreshing to see like abantu, the music being played
live, and to be out here, man.
Yeah,
go outside.
Yeah, and it was nice. Actually, like the last week was a week for live music because remember before on our way as we were grabbing coffee at a workshop, we saw a band playing live, and Mr. Free Flow was performing some songs there live. Yeah, well, so hey, that was.
It was awesome. Yes, the funny part is I didn't even know about the show. Right?
True.
Like, Free Flow actually, you know what I mean? Like he hits us up out of the blue. There might be a show.
Sure.
We happen to be in town also.
Yeah,
and
true.
then bam.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it was a live show happening, live band. As you know, we all live. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Free Flow for the performance.
Shout out to the team too, man.
Yeah, and shout out to flea markets in Jeliate because if I remember the reason in Nas Architects I asked you if flea market is because few months ago we had a town flea market.
Sure, yeah, central.
Yes.
The carbon market.
Yeah. So like then I was able to witness in like to my surprise, I always thought to go to in down there's a flea market there about out of touch. But to my surprise, I find them like more therapeutic, especially the one that we were in So the Essenwood market is it was a breath of fresh air. It was a breath of fresh air. It was a breath of fresh air. That's why I would say we had to come here and do the show corner, even though Abanta Base corner market.
We're actually there too, live.
Yeah, we are live there. Essenwood. So like
for me, I feel into uba khona lapha into engifundile ukuthi kubalekile bafethu ukuthi sinokuthi hlala khona emalokishini, if uselokishini you're always in the house, or if not, even if you're in the Durban you're renting,
true.
Like who calls inside, just you and streaming shows, which is good, right?
True.
It's good to be cozy, it's cold, well, but once in a while, especially during the week, you should step out.
True.
The importance of parks and recreation. That's why we have parks and recreation.
True.
For you to step out, whether you're friends or you're alone with your family, come outside.
True.
Let the sun hit you. You know what I mean?
True.
See other people.
True.
See different food vibes. You know what I mean?
True.
Different things.
Cool. And do you know what? That's another thing that I loved about the market. So got to see to notice there's a site for the season, and then there's food. Then next to food there's parks for kids. So like if in your woman family oriented, that's one is for you. That's one is for you. That's one is for you. Cool. So like but I'm not gonna lie to you. I think on the previous episode I've also said ukuthi ngumuntu oyi-minimalist yabo.
Yes, sir.
And being that I'm a person who's a minimalist, I've also noticed the importance, because I'm also a thrifter kahle kahle, yabo.
Yeah.
So I've noticed the importance of thrifting as a person. And it's funny because like I usually say I'm a person, I'm a testament of turning lemons into lemonade. Yabo, tell ukuthi your financial situation is not up to par.
It's not up to par.
But then uzokwazi ukuthi as in, let me just go and thrift the markets.
Yes.
And then you find yourself like yabo having to yabo what is it exactly? It's a grand quality stuff. For it's a reasonable price. I don't want to say it's a cheap. It's a reasonable price. And if you remember, me and you, we were going back to Sfuna. What you is it? We're looking for record players, right?
Yes, we're looking for vinyl players.
Yes, vinyl players. Yes. Yeah.
Because we have the vinyls, but
we need
the vinyl players.
Cool.
It's crazy you mentioned drifting, man. I'm gonna just start there, because with drifting for me, I love the quality factor of the clothes.
True.
I love that the clothes are quality. Most of the time when you thrift, you don't get quality that's cheap.
Yeah, true.
You never get cheap quality.
True.
You get good quality
True.
for a reasonable price. Of course, these are things which have been used up before, but some are even not. I remember buying a jacket in Minavet, which only to find out the owner why it released.
Yeah.
Which jacket I would see why ten
Yeah, true.
And I was like, I'm told by the person I was buying the thrift from there, like, I was like, damn, this is a very authentic jacket. But they're like, hey, this person didn't give a ish about that.
Yeah,
so
true.
With thrifting, man, I like how it's balanced out. Those of us that have taste.
Yeah.
The key to drifting is taste. That's why you are able, like King would say, my pocket might be weak, but my strength is in the taste.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't copy taste.
Yeah. Can't.
That's why there's taste makers. So if you got taste, bro, most people which I know are fashionistas, most of them have a thrift background.
Speaking of Leonardo of fashionistas and thrift background, it reminds me of a video I once came across. I think it was one of my favorite designers because I love guys who are designers.
Yes, sir.
There's a guy whose name is Tsebe Makuku, right? Tsebe Makuku made an exclusive piece because fashion to me is like art.
It is.
I would like to say there's a piece. Yeah, there's a piece that he made out of the jeans that he got from thrifting.
What?
So
that's amazing.
He went in Johannesburg. Like you need to check it out. It's on YouTube. So like he took the jeans from a thrifting streets. Actually, it's a streets where like the drifters go and buy. It was exactly. Yeah. So nice way to put it. So now what he did was he took the like he shoots Hamba with his assistant and his team. So me Hamba with his team, they just went there and then he just thrifted a lot of stuff. And I'm pretty sure goods is economies that he made, but it's just that the jean piece is the one that stood out. Yeah. So he made an item using the thrift products. And then the prices, because this was exclusive, prices was. And rightfully so, because that's another thing I've always wanted to talk about. As well, I would say, since we are people who are involved in sales, we also sell arts, we sell a lot of stuff. Obviously, who are close to me, so us, they know we sell. So it taught me the importance of honoring the price of the seller, which is a point that I want us to get to, because I'm saying that the importance of honoring the price.
The seller.
Yeah, there's a guy that I came across. I think it was on TikTok. I think his name was Quintin.
Yeah.
He sells perfume. He works with Eternal Scent.
Yeah.
So that guy was talking about. So one guy asked him, if you sell this thing at this price, can you be able to lower the price for me? And then he said, it's hard for me to go to a person who already has a system in place and task them to lower the price, to reduce because they have a target that they need to meet. So I'm saying that in accordance with what we witness in the flea markets and also as us as artists, because for those who don't know, guys, Architect is a very, 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 very very excellent, like an artist, like not from the music aspect only. No, serious, like I have to give you props, you know. I have to give you props because I'm one person who would glaze to your art piece until they get the recognition that they deserve, you know. So and you don't have to be modest about it. So yeah, man. So like I'm saying, the key, one thing that I've learned as you grow, you learn to understand the importance of honoring the price that the person is
selling.
You know, and come to think of it, it's only us blacks that we have a problem with the thing,
bruh. You know,
and the selected few of us that we struggle from that. Where you will want someone
to reduce the basically you want someone to reduce the price, right, of a product, but a product of value. Now, why would you do that? And I see what you're saying, man. That's the first thing I thought of. Nami ngicabangile into show ukuthi sina ngomkhuba omumbi ukuthi sifuna ama discount. Yabo. Sikala into siyibona. And in fact, obuhlungu ukuthi yazi it's sad, man, because especially in arts, let's talk about the realm of arts and these things. This thing that you want to buy, first and foremost, it was made from scratch, from nothing. This person was going through certain things as they did this bad, you know what I mean? They had to uplift themselves and they made that product. You see?
True.
So already there's a good intention that comes with the product. There's a good energy with it. And this person happens to give you this for a certain price. They're only asking for a minimum fee, but this thing is going to uplift you and might inspire you for the rest of your life. And it will.
True.
Especially when you have a piece of art in your living room, or you know what I mean. Whatever, even if it's a toaster feather, even if it's a perfume, that thing is gonna live with you. They are only asking just for a fee of exchange. That's what it is, really. This is just a minimal fee of exchange, and at the same time, you want less.
You're diminishing you are.
You're insulting the merchants.
You are. And for me, Leonto, we're doing it, but that's why I give to me now. Like about one thing that I will always glaze with thrifting as well. It gets you closer because about it thrifting is pananga if you're a person who's a collector food.
Yes,
that's another thing you get not see about because those people about so thrift that they are facilitating convenience for you. They are facilitating convenience.
You go out there, we process research.
Bro, you know exactly. And that we struck shit, and we didn't find. No, we didn't find a vinyl player. And funny enough, the vinyls were there.
The vinyls are there,
but the vinyl player is not there.
No, we are though.
Exactly. It's rare, and it's funny because sometimes you may take it for granted, but it's all good. It's just we beg and we in the awareness or more valuable.
I'm not sure, not the previous or the two previous episodes, one of them. You spoke about the power of location.
True.
I think you referenced the cup or
yes.
That the ledo show ihambisana la nesikhuluma ye value ngoba cheap ngoma price. La njengoba nje sasi on the market on Saturday. I was seeing hot dog at the dayisa lapha engiyibukile.
Yeah.
You 60 rand lapha yazi lapha flea market. Ngitshela ukuthi kodwa la Florida mengiya ngasespanini iba u20 rand.
Cabanga angisebona nento
show. Lapho lo mjinto soyidayisa bethu nje into yakhula ngasemgaqweni. 20 rand ngiyibukile ngathi it's the exact same thing. Umehluli lapha bala. So manje u-out phanta cabanga lo out ngibona ama-out mephuma la ke-club nani befuna yena edayisa u20 rand bekhala athi don't like I won't chop them 5 rand. I won't go 50 rand. Umuntu saying 50 rand umuntu no 12 rand. I'm like, hey, don't you vele uyaphanda la emgaqweni mfethu 20 rand. The least you can do ni u20 rand. Kodwa mekuthiwa abantu beza kule free market abanye ngeke basho njalo ngoba mhlawumbe udayisa uqonqo. Kodwa uqonqo udayisa 60 rand.
Cabanga.
Angisho ukuthi perfect but ibuke lento mfethu. Lo mjinto semgaqweni udayisa ngo20 rand.
Yeah, but I guess like I think it's a matter of us ukuthi nje to you mhlambe who's going through leyo nto soluthi nawe you selling something abantu abaningi mhlambe bayogqela abagqilaza just understand ukuthi there are some people who also look ukuthi they will value into yakho yabo, so then you don't have to complain kakhulu yabo leyo nto leyo, and like complain, just change the location. And speaking of complaining, let me just go to a song. I just thought of a perfect song ngayo, and then we'll come back and chop it up.
Salute.
Yeah.
Yes. Give thanks to you, give thanks to all of you. Yeah. Pride to the essence of order and arrangement. I was battling in a tumult with frustration. I had punks tripping me openly on pavements. Never would fight cause of miseducation. Lord knows my struggle to maintain. Day in, day out, all I would gain was pain. No matter the effort I put to make change, if things were the same, I was keeper of the blame. I felt like Maradona in zone 14. Went away to work with fancy firms overseas. Blinked twice, I was back hustling the streets. Still walking down the boulevard of broken dreams. For real, often it's hard to be you and me. We gamble our lives for leftover meals. Uncle Sam and his pal always get better deals. And they say life is a game, but we never win. For real. You don't have to cry now. You gotta survive now. You don't have to cry now. Just survive. Pride to existing order and arrangement. I was battling in a tumult with frustration. I had drugs stripping me openly on pavements. Never would fight cause of miseducation. But now I know I had to go through the pain. Cause to be a true warrior, you have to train. No matter what you think, modern science says, good God still works in mysterious ways. Give thanks to everyone I've known till today. Blessed love I give you now and beyond the grave. There's no two way for you to alter fate. Either make your own decision or stay a slave. For more arms you were destined to conquer fate, while the latter brings you down below shallow graves. That's why I play my part, study nature's way. Whatever my soul paints, you can also relate. You don't have to cry now. You gotta survive now. You don't have to cry now. Just survive.
So guys, that song was "You Don't Have to Cry" by Mr. Architects. Yeah, I chose that song because it aligns perfectly with what we were talking about. Yeah, with what we are complaining and struggling. And for about that's another thing, King man. I'm starting to realize, like, as I've been thinking about this as Ngizala ukuthi, we've like seen I don't know, we've normalized struggle so much that sometimes we've sense it's part of our life. Kanti the struggle first was not meant to like sidlule like sithathe. You understand?
Sizwa nje ayikabi sizwa ku-1976.
Yeah, ngithola leyo nto leyo.
The purpose was to protest and get over that.
Exactly.
And other things.
Exactly.
So thina sesinormalize we are commemorating in fact
yes
today.
Exactly. Yeah, today. Yeah.
Beautiful day. or the powerful day, in fact.
Exactly.
Of 1976.
Yes, yes. Especially here in South Africa.
Especially like South Africa,
Yes,
specifically.
yes,
Because it's
yes.
international.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, it's an international struggle.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what happened in 1976 like South Africa was the breaking point there's ama-shackles apartheid entayawo.
Ngiyakuthola.
Yes, our
Ngiyakuthola.
politically speaking,
Ngiyakuthola.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sure.
true.
But you know, the struggle aluta continua. But the struggle should not just be the struggle of. I think the struggle is the liberation of the mind.
Yeah, true.
That's where we're at.
But now I feel like, I feel like the legacy of June 16, we've gotten it wrong. I've been meaning to ask you, Guti, where did we go wrong here when a Kingman? Because is it because we've lost touch with the people who were there in the struggle? Noma sesiba up and then we are no longer gathering information and suspense about feeling neglected, like the OG syndrome. You understand? Like we've neglected long because I remember just to diverse Simba Etsy, we are not Simba the rapper from overseas, we are not taking care of our OGs enough. Yeah, but so I don't know, maybe the reason I feel like his struggle is not like the whole in close so we struggle to liberate, but to move away from it, not to say phela
it's okay to be
exactly.
It's not okay to be poor.
That's why ngisho ukuthi the You Don't Have to Cry song was a perfect song for this, because I know ukuthi abantu abaningi khona umuntu osothi uhleli like in ngokwabo bahleli bayakhala yabo and stuff, umuntu yasho ukuthi yazi mfethu I'm going through such and such, but so ukuthi umuntu like yabo ngenxa ukuthi it's the lack of information. And funny enough, mekuthi uyakhumbula the first thing that we were created with Naskasi Thrift Markets was the book. The gazebo, the first gazebo had books.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Books, you're right.
Yeah,
which is
and man,
says a lot.
I feel like I don't know about this thing of 50 guys is very important. But I'm not trying to run away from the point. But I'm saying, Guti, is it? I just want to take when I was walking. Is it because we are lacking? I don't know. It's people who lack hope because they don't engage in reading. I think there's a line that you once said.
We lack hope because they don't engage in reading.
Exactly.
People who lack hope because they don't engage in thinking.
Because they don't see leaders. But it has to do with leaders.
But leaders and leaders.
Exactly, yeah. Because those things they go hand in hand.
Yes,
so I just want to hear you say, Kukutsena, where did you go wrong, like with the legacy of June 16? Because I don't feel like we're celebrating it. Like it's more like Seguba, if I'm Shinje, on a pop-up show on a year, and then
it's done.
But then you don't understand the meaning. Like where did you go wrong, according to you?
And I'll yes, what you said I agree with, and it's true.
Yeah.
But to add to what you're saying, man, to go deeper, I'd say firstly we did not the remembrance. We didn't take the lessons.
True.
Of June 16.
True.
I feel like what happened was as time went by, we stopped Tina. Because bear in mind, we did June 16.
Yeah,
let us understand it's not I'm speaking about Tina black people. June 16 is about us. We as black people, we do not anymore remember why we're doing what we did.
True.
Why we're not remembering? Because we don't remind ourselves, one, genuinely, we don't teach ourselves the lessons of June 16 anymore.
True.
We want to learn.
True.
Yeah, but so when in order to teach, you need to repeat.
Yeah, true.
The power of repetition brings progress.
Yeah, true.
So there is repetition and negative, which is if you repeat something and nothing is happening, then obviously that's out.
Yeah,
but
true.
see, now we need to repeat ourselves, not just in terms of usugu, which was 16 calendar.
Yeah, true.
But I'm talking the lessons. We need to embed them through teaching ourselves.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? That means through home, not just escale, not just September, it's system escale, which exists, sure, grand.
Sure.
But Tina Ekaya, as a people, as a community, what are we doing to remind ourselves and of the lessons which were very, very important of June 16?
Yeah, true.
Which allowed them to even break leyo nto yayenzeka yeskele. But it was a school system.
Yeah.
It was even about reading.
True.
Reading a language which we do not understand because language is about culture. So what was the purpose of them? They realized it hasn't, no man, the language is Spanish because it's not aligned with our culture.
True.
So us in Vetu, I feel like as a people, we have forsaken our responsibility as a people. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm not giving other races a pass. No, I'm not saying that.
True.
What I'm saying is we forget that we are also accountable as a people. We're also responsible as a people for the pain we went through. So how do we become responsible? By uplifting ourselves, King.
Yeah, true.
By the lessons that we learned. By getting out of the struggle, by taking action where we need to take action, because we can't only blame. Yes, they are responsible, and funny enough, they are doing their part.
Yeah, true.
But that's as abantu vethu, we have a responsibility. I want to make a deep example, but maybe I don't want to take it.
Yeah, but it's the fun radio. It's a good vibes, good conversation, and thought-provoking conversation.
This is like someone who's been.
That's the key.
I was speaking with a friend the other day about a similar thing. He's like, why are black people so like? What's going on with black people? Why are we not moving forward? I'm like, we're not moving forward because we're not taking responsibility. How so? He was complaining about his 9 to 5 actually.
Yeah, well.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
yeah, true. He was complaining about his 9 to 5.
Yeah, true.
Man, we work so hard here, we abused and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, let's take example of a woman who's been abused, or a person, not just a woman.
True.
And man,
True.
GBV. You've been abused before. You've been abused for 10 years. Cool.
True.
Fine. You go to therapy.
True.
The first thing you need to accept. Right? So
yeah, true.
You're told. You need to accept.
Yeah, true. I'm listening, King.
After you accept, you are told, okay, you know what? You accept, you acknowledge your situation, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I get you, King.
And then the question then becomes, the therapist will be like, okay, now what part did you play in this happening?
Yes.
You acknowledge that,
exactly.
right? And then after, what are you going to do about it?
Yes.
Then there are systems in place. You know what I mean? If you've been to a therapist, there are systems in place, writing, confrontation, mirror work. There's a lot of work that needs to go, psychological work that needs to go in progress in you in healing.
True.
But all in all, you have to realize now you're responsible for healing yourself, not the abuser. The abuser is not responsible for healing
it's
you, bro.
not. They are.
It's the victim who's responsible, who needs to turn into the victim.
Yeah, but
so like, that's where we went wrong, my brother.
Because I feel like about just so to show you. I feel like most years, especially during Bastala in the hood, we have this thing of how can I put this, King man? We have this thing of I don't just want to say hood mentality.
No, that's what it is. Election mentality.
Yeah, so manje lento so manje iyalimaza wena yazi why, because you find ukuthi abantu abaningi ngangayisho lento before we show ukuthi you find abantu abaningi uthola ukuthi they're in survival mode before they even get to explore life. Because I don't know, I'm sure you didn't notice. But there was a lady, I think you could not see again who was thrifting, right? I mean, like good thrift, like where we were thrifting. Guys, just pardon me of thrifter, because it's the highlights of what I went through. I wanna use it to this conversation moving forward, because a lot in Gibone ogningi parts umuntu benga kusasalight, but to me it was an eye-opening thing.
Yeah.
So there was a sister there who was selling anime t-shirts.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that sister who was selling anime, next to her there was a guy who was carrying a tire, I think, but he was sitting on a director's chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw.
Yeah, he was sitting on a director's chair.
He was the next.
Yeah.
He
was the next person He was the next person to the lady. So he was journaling in a way. Yeah, but he was journaling. So now it led me. We would see in the hood. I remember there was somewhere I was journaling on my iPad. Yeah, but. And then usiswa kamakhelane was like, "Hayi bo wena fuzenza nje first umuntu ongumlungu and stuff." And I was like, "But who said journaling is for?"
Why?
Because for me, journaling is how I vent out, yabo. And I don't know. I don't know what is this with journaling. Abantu abayibone ngazo mhlambe by you journaling ngathi khona into
like you
yabo.
ngathi khona wrong or ngathi mhlawumbe
Understand? Yabo. So I don't know. The thing is short. I feel like the youth of today is neglecting all the factors that are yabo, because everything that you see, King man. There was a speech that I heard from Minister Farrakhan. It's an old speech that he said the purpose of a man is not on the amount of women that he penetrates, but it's the purpose of a man is in seeing what he thought and then put down to paper, coming to life. And he also referenced a pastor who created the church. You would see, as we are gathering here in this church, that man's purpose is now being fulfilled because that thing was there in his mind. He took it into his mind. Exactly. He noted it down and then he manifested it. Yeah, but this is why I'm saying journaling is so important because now you find us we avoid paperwork.
We do.
Because we don't want to do like the simple things like journaling.
You overlook the simple things.
Yeah, but you key leon to Facebook. You so manje for me the thing first is how can I put this? Young trablish. And I'm so glad to ukuthi ngwazi Thrifting ngibuke la nto laphana you can sit uyidriftele abanye kuyadliwa la kune section yokudla, kune section of music, and then there's parking there on the other side. But I just want to stick with the journaling when I can abantu. I feel like because I believe with these things they go hand in hand. They struggle with normalize because we don't want to journal things.
Yes.
And then journal uzomunye umuntu kuzongisiza ngani ukubhala. Trust me kwenze
la ndiyazi nje kwani kuzongisiza ngani ukuxupha.
Exactly.
You
have bleeding gums. So
as much as it's simple, but lento wena mfethu lento isho ihambisana kahle ikhuluma kulento ukuthi abantu izinto bayithatha kancane.
Yeah,
but silapho ke kumina i-journaling kahle hle eyodwa yezinto kumele engasilapha sabantu engasiza sabantu.
Yeah, true.
Yabo sabantu ukuthi sijwayele izinto ezibokwazi iphicelezi angathi ezobelungu akuzona ezami
kazi futhi
sikhona sibathanda nani nomlando ukuthi lezi zinto bazizenza bafethu yabo lezi zinto
akaza ngempela
sure lezi zinto yokugeneralize njengoba besho uqala umfethu ukhulume ngokuventa ngithanda le ukuthini ngoba isikhathi esiningi abanye bethu lezi ngaphakathi beziyashisa.
Yeah, true.
Okwangempela.
True.
So manje uyithole sesiphuza sesicathi singeke sesidla kakhulu
develop amaphethini abhedana
amaphethini esiyawenza right
yes.
Ukuventa out is one of the things.
Yeah, true.
Yabo abanye abantu need alcohol to vent. Well, you don't need to. Venting, channeling, we are vent. Channeling part 2. Uyazini, it helps to filter your thoughts.
Yeah, true.
Kona imicabango mfethu ayikhulumile of the Minister Farrakhan to do the church and design the church. Yabo that you have to be, in order to focus on something, you have to be clear. You can't focus something ngifethu. Ngeke ngisibuke isihlahla lesana udlula imoto lapha noma ngicabanga ngemoto.
Yeah, true.
Ngeke ngisibobani umcabango wami lo uzozivimba ukuthi ngibuke ngisidwebe lesihlahla. Uze ngisidwebe lesihlahla kumele ngisibuke umcabango wami kumele ube clear.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, izo leyo nto.
True.
Then ifana nokuthi unendisi la or maybe you're at a park. Yeah, you're at a park and there's a river. Bruh, if the river is dirty, I can't see the fish underneath.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
And then if I'm a fisherman, but the water needs to be what? Clear.
Yeah, clear.
The mud. The water now man's okay.
Yeah.
Now we can't. So each journaling, yes, says it how you. So each journaling, it helps us to filter the thoughts.
Yeah,
to clear that helps clear the thoughts. Because bear in mind, we're living in a time where a person has 24. How many thoughts we have a day? About 24 million thoughts you have a day?
True.
Something like that.
Yeah, true.
Can you imagine how many thoughts you have? And plus, what you know why? The world we live in, you're always stimulated by branding, billboards, attention. The phone you carry is a freaking television.
Yeah, television.
It's a smart TV.
Yeah. And the one that is pocket size.
It's pocket sized, you see.
That is
So you're
pocket sized.
constantly being bombarded. Every time you enter social media, you've been bombarded with adverts. The outside world is constantly hitting to get inside. You should ask yourself, why is that the case?
Yeah, true.
What is it about the inside which makes the outside like world so interested to the inside?
Exactly.
Now with journaling, you can find out. You see, with journaling, you can find out. There's a power in the inner world. You see, that church that my brother was speaking of, that was designed, you see, by that man, who Minister Ferris Khan was speaking of. That world, that church came from inside.
Exactly.
You see,
Exactly.
came from inside.
Exactly.
Inside what? This body. Inside by we talking about the mind. You see, because the mind of a person, everything comes from the mind. Everything you see physically comes from inside the mind.
True.
So then who are you to ignore the inside?
Yeah, true.
You see,
in for me, like a working man, what you just said is so important because I noticed to go to majority of us, we don't want to like about according to issue about lento le according to issue about ilo lento le journaling ukuthi abantu abaningi they don't understand ukuthi umuntu ama-streams of thoughts that comes into mind njengokuthi I'm close to a million thoughts but uthola ukuthi you don't even get to execute one leyo ibuhlungu kakhulu. And this is why I always say mina even till this day I believe in writing. Yabo, I write almost every time. Like uzwa uyazi mina like isikhathi esiningi like I write music I'm singing ngingala ngifana. And futhi lokho kuyangisiza ekuthenini I get to express myself. Hence that's why I told ukuthi like I always say this to my family ukuthi mina the only problems that I have and uthole ukuthi futhi they don't affect me are materialistic things. Luckily futhi I'm not a materialistic person about the show. So they don't faze me that much because I know ukuthi I cannot what I didn't earn myself.
You can't.
You have to earn it in life, but you don't just say ukuthi it's right because manje ngithola ukuthi no you don't yabo. So manje like iyagqilaza leyo nto le manje yabo the reason ungizwa wena King Man give lama point la because I feel like they correlate the thrifting, the vinyls, the parks, the youth day and whatnot because journaling because they link because abantu abaningi first yabo abantu abaningi don't have an idea ukuthi how hard it is to get out in survival mode. Yabo when I go like in SN mode abantu abaningi they are troubled by their own thoughts. They are troubled by the fact that they had to survive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
So we need to learn to graduate from the hood mentality. We need to graduate from the hood mentality because let us see Kavile mostly is the hood mentality. Buga the funny thing that I just witnessed. The funny thing that I witnessed market so go see the people who those are CEOs and whatnot, they are thrifting.
They are in the flea markets. They are outside.
They are thrifting, bro. Yeah, bro. So what does that tell you?
You see,
what does that tell you, bro?
It tells me this, man. I'll tell you this. It tells me this. It's survival mode or the hood mentality bit or being trapped.
Yeah.
Because it's also the trap mentality. We're in a trap, remember? The hood, the so-called hood, the ghetto, that's a trap. And it's designed.
Yeah, true.
It means that firstly they're out the trap. Mentally. Now it tells me to win survival mode.
Yeah.
Since we are fighting survival mode, firstly, is to elevate your mind.
True.
You need to first get out first in your mind. It's a mentality thing, bit. All of this, what we're speaking of, is a mentality thing. You gotta change your mindset.
Yeah, true.
Firstly, embracing the survival mode. Be embracive and realize, okay, you know what? I am in survival. But then how do I elevate first mentally? Because listen, bro, we are from the hood. We are in the hood. We are Simo, bro. The house by Dane is in the hood. I'm in the hood where I'm at. But our mind is not there. You see. Now, what do I mean? I'll quote the Bible because most of our people are, are Christians. You can be in the world but not of the world.
Yeah, true.
Sure, we are in the ghetto, but we are not of the ghetto.
Exactly.
Because we realize that, our power is higher. And so even our living We have
True.
to change.
True.
Hence, I'm not trapped by the ghetto, meaning on the weekends, I don't have to be always in the ghetto.
Exactly.
I can go outside
Go outside and
explore.
yeah.
What's going on out there?
Yeah,
what
true.
are people
True.
finding? You know what I mean?
True.
How can I calm my mind? You see? How can I expand my thinking?
True.
And that's very important because it's your thinking bit that governs your actions.
Exactly. Like about what you just said, when I think, man, I always say, Uguti, it doesn't need you, Uguti, Ube. Engazuthi manje you did a huge thing ngokuthi uyispoil it. Bro, you deserve an espresso coffee, you deserve a mac and beat. Yeah, you deserve a mac and beat. So let us not make it sukuthi mhlambe when you went outside uthi manje you did something huge. No, you didn't do something huge. You just nje went outside and then you clear your mind and then wazi ukuthi nje okay, I need this break because there's a lot of things that occurs on a day. It's a Monday. The traffic has been crazy on our way here. I'm sure Nagwena Eskasuzala being crazy.
You know, there's a project the freeway project that's happening from here to Madisburg.
You understand?
You see all these things.
So it's hard. It's hard.
So I think generally it's hard. So now you know
it's like and then you make it like exactly like about we are in the phase of figuring things out. So as we're figuring things out, we have to like as I sell, I do a lot of things. But I'm figuring things out. That doesn't mean it's spoil. And one thing that I'm glad to know how we've always been able to master. So we always like eat as much as you want. We always splash.
We live the way we want in a simple way. And that's enough for us because you know what? We cultivated a simple life.
Exactly. And we're trying to outgrow because I believe in outgrowing Leo life. Like you need to. Like outgrow a lot
in order to be
enjoy.
Grateful.
Exactly. About just graduates from certain mentalities. But again, speaking of that now, because we've been going along for its sake, let me just go to another song and then we'll come back and chop it up.
For sure.
Yes, we'll come back and chop it up.
Yeah. I'm a vibe the corner, bro. I mean, lately these days I'm just cooking up in the studio, man. It's always nice to wake up on some. Lately these days I just be writing shit, so let's take it one step at a notch. These are my 2 cents. Let's kick it up in a word. Hope it makes sense, cause if it don't make sense, then it don't make dollars or rands. I don't know where you're from, but my currency is that friends become foes when you put them on. If you don't, they still hate you anyway. I don't blame Avisan for saying he can't help everybody. He ain't Superman, he's just another Zulu man with some power. No one man can have all that power. Even the best and most loved presidents fail their people. History will show that no man is perfect. I had to write a couple bars cause going off the top was getting too stressful. Spending time with the G's was becoming like therapy. Listen to the greats, just becoming like to share a vibe, learning with every listen. Took the biggest L and turned the loss to a lesson. You never lose if you learn from every failure, cause the truth is you go from every bad experience. Good experiences are like a bottle of water, easily evaporated when you turn up the heat. I'd rather be an egg, cause you pour me and I'm indestructible. Unlike a potato that gets softer under the pressure of heat. Best learn from your peers. Mistakes don't get caught up in the frenzy of the hardest trends. This shit will get you lost, son. This shit will get you lost, son. These are my 2 cents. Word. Hope it makes sense, cause if it don't make sense, then it don't make dollars or rands. I don't know where you're from, but my currency is that. Time is of the essence. If you wanna live life right now, live for the moment. Don't live for tomorrow, don't live for yesterday, cause it's a corner. Nowadays when I'm spitting bars, everybody wanna overestimate the flow. They always wanna under scrutinize my rhymes. They always wanna nitpick at what I say. We got game analysis nowadays. They think they're the next Dark Shebeleza, but I'm not the next BMXer. I am the best writer in the hood when I write these bars. All these niggas come with Tipex and shit like that, tryna correct their lines like they sick. But I ain't sick of them, I'm sick of the game and its politics. You busy politicking like this parliament. I'm busy writing rhymes that'll change the world. And I'ma spit these bars for the hood and inspire these kids to be great. Cause just because she's 2 years old don't mean you can't teach her manners. Respect the hood, respect where you're from, respect your peers, respect your elders. And best know, you gotta respect the young ones, cause they learn from you. They don't do what you tell them to, they more reflect what you do to them. So in the end, it's all on you, nigga. These are my 2 cents. Word. Hope it makes sense, cause if it don't make sense, then it don't make dollars or rands. I don't know where you're from, but my currency is my 2 cents. Word. Hope it makes sense, cause if it don't make sense, then it don't make dollars or rands. I don't know where you're from, but my currency is that. Yeah, man. Those are my 2 cents, man. And if you don't agree, it's all good, man. It's your choice. But at the end of the day, you best believe, if you ain't treat people right, they ain't gotta respect you. They don't owe you jack. So be fair and love yourself and love thy neighbor. Keep the same energy all throughout. So if someone gives you shit, give that shit back. If they don't give you shit, don't give them nothing. It's a done deal. See you on the other side. Flip. Peace.
So yeah, guys, that song was 2 Cents by GCPMC, and it's available on the
YouTube.
Yeah, also on the
YouTube
cook
channel.
up shows by the house back then.
Yes,
It's on the cook up shows.
Cook Up, right?
Yeah, it's on the cook up shows. So that was a
All
very
of them
dope
are
song.
great,
Yeah,
but for some
this
reason,
one,
when that song, when I
Yeah.
feel really down, or because
True.
we all go through,
Yeah.
struggle is real,
Yeah,
there's
true.
ups, there's downs.
True.
That's one of the songs I play.
True,
So shout
true.
out to you, Dance by Day. Shout out to GCPMC. These are my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Word.
Exactly. Yeah,
I love that song.
Yeah, so like that's another thing. Like one thing that I love about the spirits of GCPMC. One day I will invite him to the show.
of course.
And guys, if you remember the first episode, I gave an honorary mention to him and Zwakitex
Yes.
because they are
Salute.
the guys who are handling the Fast Session podcast.
Man,
Yeah, so I'll also invite him on the show as well.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, guys, I add that song because I want us to end this on a lighter note.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
with GCPMC, I like the fact that he's a person who believes in living, yabo.
Yes, sir.
He's a person who's outgoing and
He's
stuff.
our luxury man.
Yeah, he's our luxury man, exactly. So, like, he believes in going out and stuff. So it brings me to this point that I wanted to talk about. So go see. Again, I'm coming back to the flea markets, yabo. Is the parks and recreation industry doing enough to tailor for the families, especially in the hood? Ukuthi indawo zakhona zibe
Are they?
njengase la kade
Kade sikhona.
You understand? I
In
think
the
sure.
burbs, yes.
In the
Yes,
burbs uyabona
yes.
bese ukuthi abantu they are living there. It's
Bruh,
pholile. I know mhlawumbe some people would say no vele lapha elokishini nina nizofika entshontshe and stuff. Then put security measures again,
Security measures.
because we need flea markets first. We need flea markets elokishini.
Elokishini.
I know, shout out to Duxey, bro. Duxey once did, and shout out to Ketam Zulu.
Ketam Zulu, shout out to
He
Ketam.
did took that culture of thrifting and then he put it into the
and
hood.
flea markets.
Exactly.
Those are the
Yeah,
people.
but-
Those are our heroes.
Yeah,
in
but
Okshi.
exactly. So
Straight
shout
up.
out to those guys because they were able to say easy
outside
Bazilethela.
bazilethe ezinhle bafike.
Yeah, kakhulu.
Because ilokishi phela bafethu listen yazi bethu just sorry to interject. You know what I mean? It's like ilokish as much as yes, it's a trap, it's a hood, it's this doom and gloom. It's not only doom and gloom. There are very vibrant people. out
Yeah,
there.
true.
And
With the vibrant we on.
That's the thing.
With the
vibes
vibrant
are
you're
there.
on.
Now, what we really need to do, the purpose of us elevating our minds and changing our mindset, you see,
True.
from ghetto to hero,
Yeah.
is to change the environment.
Yeah, true.
And that is what Odu say. No, okay,
Yes, exactly.
we're doing because
Exactly.
their mindset was elevated. They were like, no, let's bring this to the hood. Of which they realize, you know what, we can get out the hood. It's cool. It's okay to get out the hood, bro, to live out the hood. But you know what I mean? The real power for me, you see, when the point we're working towards, I'm gonna tell you right now, is for us to elevate the hood. See, corner, Elokshin.
Yeah,
but
true.
that is not gonna happen if our mind doesn't elevate. You know why I say that? Because we've had money. We have people in the money
Yeah,
that
true.
are millions, bro.
The ones that get rough and stuff, they usually call it rough, but it's
even
road
business
accident.
people who are
Yeah.
making money from us.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what I mean?
But
But the mindset.
yeah, le nto shocking man, sorry nje ungena ulimini, but into enginosisayo ukuthi we and njengoba usho ukuthi there are people like khona. I think the person who raised that point was Stilo Makolito when he was talking about Cash 22.
Yeah.
Ukuthi some people can elevate the hood.
They have the power.
Like the Nipsey houses,
Yeah, your Nipsey
and
hustles,
but
yeah.
the problem abanye abakhala ngakuthi you get tarnished from the hood, ubulawa khona
It's a
from the hood.
crap bucket.
Exactly.
Crap bucket
Exactly.
mentality.
But there are people who tell ukuthi they need to be outside. I'm one of the people who
Me
wants to be
too, yeah,
outside.
yeah. Not all of us
I
deserve
got
to be in the hood.
exactly.
To live to
None of us the environment empowerment, bro, is crucial in everything that you do.
Especially
Right.
if you're a creator.
Bro, yeah,
All
but
the creators know this.
if now, I'm gonna make an example. If now, Jobasi Lanje, outside the SN Wood, if now I wake up at 5 a.m. I need to go buy something in the garage, I don't have to worry I don't have to fear for my safety.
I don't.
You understand?
At all.
But if I'm in the hood, then I have to fear for myself.
Fear for
Which brings me to later thing issues. Is parks and recreation doing what it takes so that we can have an
They are
environment?
not.
Yabo?
I haven't worked with them before, having
Yeah.
engaged with them before personally on a business level, actually.
But do you think when I let go, yeah,
they
but
are
is it selective? Because you know why is it selective? Because I saw when I make Soweto Derby or World Cup, we could see how people get into
line,
understand?
right? And they are put into
exactly.
line.
And footy they respect footy the things. Understand? And then so I'm asking you, because you know when the first session is about good vibes, good conversation, and when I say good conversation, it's thoughts provoking conversations. And guys,
liberating
exactly
the mind.
as usual, guys. Like maybe I forgot to say, but please like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with others. So Jay, I wanna know, King Man, is it selective ukuthi iparks like mina abanye bathi iparks iyayikhipha imali ithathwa abanye noma mhlambe should we put the people mhlambe bayiyuthi will understand you don't, and it goes back to the point that sikhuluma ngayo youth ukuthi is the youth ke since enough so now they allocate those funds to them. You understand? I think so these things it says
ziyaxhumana.
You understand?
No mfethu iparks and recreation ngokwami okay umuthi bathi bayayikhipha imali right basho njalo futhi ke khona i-dysfunction ekhona.
Yeah, true.
Siqale lapho.
True.
Okay, asivumila ngokwami ngithe no mina ngithi
yeah.
and now okay moto okay bayikhipha imali okay cool then ke ama funds so khona i-dysfunction kuyona qala i-department qala uqobo lwayo. Okay, 2 is the youth mfethu due to the fact that the culture it's ilimele.
Yeah, true.
Yes, to a certain extent, some youth are qualified, some are not.
Yeah.
That means we need to give those youth which are qualified mentally. Because there are youth in the background of it.
Yeah.
Speaking from us,
True.
speaking to my friends, speaking to all,
Yeah.
the mfethu odlala amabhayisikile.
Yeah, very good guy. Very good guy.
Mkopozi mfethu uyazazi
Yeah, very
mfethu
good guy. Very
my
good guy.
brother Mkopo, shout out to
Very good guy. Very
him.
good
We are not
guy.
fuga ekhanda because he's tried to do before a project emabhayisikile efolweni. Abantu abantu bayakwazi lo.
I wasn't aware, man.
For real.
I wasn't
Ama
aware.
campaign mfethu wakhansela nani ayigaba la asilo asigciki. Ngitshela ngento eyenzeka. Bafethu. So but kwakhona ama challenges uthi le nto iletho yayibo lona. So ngiyala ekutheni aba youth akhona qualified. Imali mekuthiwa ingaphuma akuthole ama stakeholders are proper community
Yeah, true.
involving abadala base community nabo abayi youth
Yeah.
bese imali allocator indawo zisitshe because ngoba na elokushini zikhona babethi indawo ngokuba nje ngefone sinani ground we always have big events sinama ground in fact even ama park akaqala lapha badela phinde
Alimali. Even kusekhona nendawo yokujima but futhi they vandalize it as well. Yeah. And sorry to cut you. Abanye sebeze ama tools okujima abo plastic because of the
but again, so that means we need in obvious security. So in the brutal way, we need security. Ibe khona akuma parks nama recreation aids. We need parks and recreation na yemfethu ayinikele kuland. Now the question mase ngibuza sibona ke ivision yabo ithini because phela into ukuyiqala akona ukuyiqeda. Into iyaqalwa into iya-maintain.
Yeah, true.
Yayizwa leyo nto awuvesane nje into uyiqale as not enough ukuthi we start a campaign and then how are we going to maintain?
True.
Is there a system in place?
True.
Yeah, because this all of what we're really speaking really comes back to the system of okay, if there's a dysfunction in the system, we sort out the system, see with the system, and then see activate see the structure, sebenze structure izinto zenzeke. Yabona leyo nto. In fact, we know, but I think you know, for me, we really know what needs to be done.
Yeah, true.
As
we do.
I'm talking from us to the
True.
parks and recreation. You know what I mean? But it's just not being done. We need people to be responsible.
Yeah, that's why ngisho simene ezinye izinto King Man we need to outgrow zona and graduate from those things because if as a graduate, and by the way I would like to congratulate. You should have started with this. The graduates because I've seen a lot of graduates. If you remember, even I say I think it's Park Station. La sasekhona la botanic here. We saw a lot of people graduating and congratulations to our graduates. But like we need to graduate from that because you don't become a graduate without having to grow the education. You earn your way to being a graduate. Exactly.
You know, and it's a lot of hours and work that goes in there.
And futhi leyo nto involve nokuthi outgrow ezinye izinto enzima futhi yabo leyo nto leyo.
Ezingazange ngikusize.
Exactly. Yabo so nje yabo and futhi one thing that I love ukuthi nje I was able to get a CD laphana
Yeah, the Buena Vista Club, my brother.
I was able to get a CD
of the
but
Buena
actually
Vista
I wanted a vinyl but now I couldn't buy vinyl so because
the CD is also okay.
But again, Joe, like just to wrap up the show, let me just play a song and then we'll come back and wrap up the show.
For sure.
And then, guys,
man.
so I hope you are
engaged.
good. It's Far Radio, the home of good conversations
And
and
good
good
vibes.
vibes. So, like, make sure we see.
You click,
Yeah, bro.
you know, you like, you subscribe,
Exactly.
you know the vibes.
Exactly. And I'm so glad to see I was able to get my brother. So, yeah, let's go to a song, then come back.
Yes, sir.
Inhliziyo yami yazomala izonisisa sethi ngabano ukuthela amanzi emhlanje wetata wena wazinki nobhoza lemizwa ngithintathinta ngizwe ukufudumala so ingakho ngithi sithandwa wamuhle endo uyangibusisa ngeke ungigede kanda vele titeke unophele ngunapate ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe ngunapate ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe Matava akekho njengawe lomhlaba waveza indlela inhliziyo yami hakho mnyama ngisho sebesi kulothanda balibone ikusasa kodwa ubekuyaselile ivunguvungu sifikile wena ubambelelile endubeniselo siko okwenziwe bumnyameni kuzokhanya ngifuna uwazi angifuna ukuthi lishabalale unophele ngunapate ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe ngunapate ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe limile lona ngeke ngijike ngizobe nginawe
So yeah, guys, that was Kuna Parate by the House by Dane. So yeah, guys, that's a very dope jam. Yeah, that's a very dope jam. That's a very,
Do check out Team Velo.
True,
We are
true.
pushing it out there in social
Yeah,
medias.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful project. For every day, really.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, so to wrap up the show, when I was working sex, what is it that you would like to say before we close the show? And then it's just, yeah.
Yeah, man, I would like to say that our people, let us embrace our mindsets. Let us embrace growing. Let us embrace growth as a people. Let us take care of each other. I mean this for real because the world we're living in is very rough.
True.
So when I say take care of each other, start by taking care of yourself. So you cannot help others if you are not helping yourself. You see, we're living in a very toxic time. So learn to love yourself. Learn to know yourself in order for you to love yourself.
Yeah, true.
And then once you get there, you'll be able, by journalizing. For me, if it's anything you take today, it's important that you journalize because the inside, the outside is a reflection of the inside.
Yeah, true.
So journalize, Buffett. Journalize, go out, expand your mind,
Yeah,
embrace
true,
yourself,
true.
embrace growth, love, and then you'll love yourself, and then you'll be able to love others. As
Yeah,
a
true.
people, we need to grow,
Yeah,
and it starts with us.
no offense. I think we I think you've covered all that I wanted to. Yeah, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you that episode because I felt like it was a special one. So yeah, guys,
And I'd like to say thank you.
Yeah,
again, for being on the call.
yeah,
You know what I mean, for the
very-
resurrection.
yeah,
Do look out,
thing. Yeah,
people.
look out for the first sessions, guys. It's coming out. Look out for the Fire Radio. The next episode will be coming out as well. Have yourself a very productive week. Those who are going to work, have yourself a productive work. Those who are hustling,
Those who are
exactly like us.
Starting like us.
like
Those
us.
who have
Yeah,
startups.
yeah,
Those
so-
who are creators.
Yeah, let's have a
Let's do it.
productive week, guys.
Thank you very
Peace, love, and unity.
Peace.
Salutes.